Hey, Jonathan here. Inside today's video, you're going to be learning a really unique stretching hack that will increase your flexibility instantly. So just imagine after going through this little hack with me, you're going to instantly increase your flexibility. Now we're going to be focusing on our hamstrings, but if you want a full body routine so that you can alleviate muscle tightness, increase your flexibility, and increase range of motion for other physical things, then stick with us to the end of this video because I'm going to be sharing with you a really cool 5-minute morning flexibility routine that you can get absolutely free. Alright, so the stretching hack I'm going to be sharing with you is one that I picked up from Dr. Berg. Now he has a really great YouTube channel and I'd highly recommend checking it out. I love his videos. He has some really good stuff on there. And what he talked about is a pretty unique stretching technique because we're not going to be focusing on the muscle that we want to get more flexible at. So for this exercise, we're going to be focusing on increasing the flexibility in our hamstring. Now, a lot of us are sitting all the time, and what happens is our hamstrings get super tight. So where most of us can hardly even, reach down and touch our toes, if that. So we're going to be focusing on this one. But we're not going to be stretching this muscle at first. What we're actually going to do is focus on the opposite muscle group. Now, why would we do that? Because what's preventing us from stretching, what's actually causing this tightness, has to do with our nervous system. So we have these little stretch reflexes inside of our muscles that tell us whenever we reach a certain point that we need to tighten up because we've been sitting or we've been keeping our hamstrings so tight for so long, our nervous system thinks this is a good point for our muscles to be at. And so whenever we stretch past it, these stretch reflexes are going to actually tighten our muscles. And so what we want to do is instead of tightening this by just going into the stretch, we actually want to relax these muscles. That's what we want to do is cause relaxation in our hamstring so that way we can stretch it further. And that's what we're going to do by focusing on the opposite muscle group. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually stretch our quads. And by stretching our quads, it's going to tell our nervous system to relax our hamstrings. And when we do that, we can then go into the hamstring stretch and stretch much further. All right, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to get up out of your chair if you can, and I'm actually going to have Thomas demo this since you haven't seen him yet in this video. And I'll just I'm going to be walking you and him through what you need to do. So what we're going to do first is just see where we're at with our hamstring flexibility. So all we're going to do is just bend over, try to keep the back straight, and try to reach down as far as we can, touch our toes, and make sure to keep that back straight. Legs, simple position, not too straight. You don't want to lock them out too hard, but just keep it nice and simple.
Yeah, keeping the back straight makes it
a lot harder. And so now after you did that, we're going to raise back up, and now we're going to go into our quadricep stretches. So find something to hold on to or something to balance yourself. And what we're going to do is we're going to do one leg at a time. So Thomas is going to reach back with his leg, grab it with his hand, as you can see here, and we're just going to hold this stretch. Now what you want to do is push that hip flexor forward. So the hip flexor right here, we want to push forward and pull the knee back so that we get a nice stretch here. And we're going to hold this for about 10 seconds so that we can really relax those hamstrings. That's the goal of this, because by doing the stretch, we're going to be relaxing. Now we're going to switch. So we're going to switch legs, do the exact same thing. We're going to hold this for about 10 seconds. Push out with the hip flexor. Okay, stop. Now, in Dr. Berg's video, he did another stretch where Thomas, you can get on the ground and where you pull your feet back and you lay basically on your legs. Now, this one can be a really good stretch, especially if you make sure your alignment is good. But I don't really like this one as much because, especially if you're a beginner, it can put a lot of strain on your knees and it can be a little too strainful on your joints if you do this improperly. Especially the feet, yeah, exactly. So just wanted to share that one with you, but I would recommend just keeping it with the ones where we're just holding our legs back and standing. Okay, now that we've done the stretching for the quadriceps, now we're going to go back to our hamstrings and see how much we've improved with our stretch. So we're going to go down to the stretch. Make sure to keep the back straight. And you can see he's improved. He can now touch the ground, even get fingertips on with his back straight. So big improvement just by doing that. So an instant improvement in flexibility. So that is the stretching hack that I want you to start using if you want to see a big improvement with your flexibility. And it really just shows how important it is that we're working both sides, that we're making sure to keep our stretches in balance with our muscle groups. So if you want something to take it a little bit further, meaning you want something you can do every morning that focuses on more than just the hamstrings, so your hip flexors, your quads, your lower back, your shoulders. If you want a full body routine, then I want you to click the link down in the description, because there you can pick up one of our free 5-minute morning mobility routines that you can do each morning. It's a full body routine to help alleviate joint pain, to help alleviate muscle tightnesses, and to help increase flexibility. And the cool thing is, after you go through that, we'll also be talking more about our Double Your Flexibility program, which is a full body routine that goes for a full 30 days. But we'll get into that more later. So again, thank you for joining us on this video. Start using that little trick to increase your flexibility. If you have any more questions or anything like that, be sure to post in the comments. And as always, subscribe for more videos like this, and we'll see you in the next video.